It is sacred ground meant to honor those who serve, but it's not easy to maintain the beauty of Fort Rosecrans when it needs most of the water. 10 News reporter Bob Lawrence shows us how the cemetery has stayed ahead of those cutbacks.
Opened in 1882, Fort Rosecrans is the final resting place for those who gave their last full measure and where families come to pay their respects. On a tour, cemetery director Doug Ledbetter said there are 78 acres to maintain. So when it comes to the drought and water use, he said he's between a rock and a hard place.
We have a mandate to maintain our national cemeteries as national shrines, but we're always, we understand the seriousness of the drought.
That mandate means green grass. When the cemetery had an issue with its watering system a few years ago, the grass died and visitors complained.
I feel it is a dishonor.
Veteran cemeteries just should not be this way.
Since then, the system has gone high-tech. This is the pump house, the command center. Controlled by computers, information is fed via weather stations like this one. If there's rain or too much moisture in the air, no sprinklers. And being right along the coast, you can see by the American flag just how windy it gets up here. Also connected to the central computers are wind sensors. The water also stops if there's too much wind.
We have 3 wind stations that picks up the wind when the wind's blowing to help us avoid water in the pavement.
And where possible, artificial turf has replaced natural grass. State mandates demand cutbacks in the county anywhere from 8 to 36%.
These 3 right here.
It's why there's a constant check of sprinklers and water valves, and it appears to be paying off.
We've already cut back our water consumption by about 25%.
Certainly well ahead of the curve, and still being able to maintain its national mandate. Bob Lawrence, 10 News.
All right, we wanted to know what you think about the water use at Fort Rosecrans National Cemetery. This actually surprised me. According to our scientific 10 News UT San Diego poll, 49% of you think the cemetery should be allowed to use water on its grass whenever it needs to, no matter what. 46% say it should have to follow all new regulations. 5% of you still aren't sure. Now compare that with regular cemeteries. Only 36% of you think they should be allowed to use the water. 60% of you say they should have to follow those regulations as well. 3% not sure.